Good evening, everyone. Today, we are honored to welcome a truly inspiring personality to our podcast, Voices of Inspiration. In this special episode, we will gain invaluable knowledge about parenting tips, insights, and inspiration from her extensive experience. She is none other than Dr. Kunjam Puja. Let me give a little bit brief about Dr. Kunjam Puja. She is expert in communication and personal growth. She is inspiring and motivational speaker. She is also an author of a book called Art of Communication. She is a contributor to 16 anthologies and she holds 4 author world records and 12 Guinness World Records. She is a multi award winner and she has won this Nari Ratna Iconic Award and Brooklyn International Excellence Award, to name a few. So, welcome, Dr. Pooja, to our podcast of Voices of Inspiration.
Namaste, sir, and thank you, and namaste, everyone. Thank you so much, Sushilji, for inviting me again, once again, to this podcast and giving me an opportunity to share some parenting tips on my the second book, which is Raising Kids, Raising Awareness, because it is one of the important topics of a discussion. And one of the important titles of my books which I felt to write. And so I thank you so much for inviting me for this podcast once again for this to discuss on this book. Thank you.
So definitely we are going to get this a number of tips from you as this parenting tips. So let us start the discussion with the latest news in Times of India recently. That was a headline: Why busy parents are going to sleep coaches for their infants. Now these parents are needing this parenting, this coaches for that how their infant can go to sleep. So it is difficult that because parents also this are unable to sleep, and at the same time that infant is unable to sleep, so they are going to sleep coaches. So what do you have to say on the latest trend and latest news coming to this, Dr. Pooja?
First of all, it's equally important as a parent, and especially to the mothers, because it's even being myself a mother of a 5-year-old kid. When he was in a stage of a growth stage, I was also a job holder as well as focusing on multiple activities and all. And along with my son, in the early years, in the early days of his birth, that was a really a big hectic especially towards both the parents and especially to the mother, because there will be a lot of sleep disturbances that may lead to mental health disturbances also. So here what I have to say is there should be a lot of support from the family side, because when husband already he'll be having a he's also in the job holder he'll be. And the mother, when she herself is a job holder, then the grandparents or some helper has to be at a home, I suggest, because to look after them, because not everything can be balanced without the support of the other family members, extended family members. So I really recommend that, but especially when in the during the periods of breastfeeding, the child is will be in the and the lactational period. And and the lactational period of the mother, we can't say when the child will be hungry, because for every within half an hour to 1 hour like that, it will be going on with two to three more feeds like that, especially in the during the daytime. And so these are the days when there are certain rules coming up, that like when mother can carry her child to the to the office work, and give her some space for the breastfeeding, because that's important for that's very crucial thing for the growth and development of the baby in the first stages of their life. So in the workspace that should be provided, I suggest on from my side. And at home, the extended family has to be supportive both from both the sides.
Yes, Dr. Pooja, that's correct that where there are grandparents or supportive family, then this is true. But as far as that trend is going, because in the metros at least, There are couples who don't have, they are staying in nuclear family. This husband and wife both are having job, and they have a kid. Then how to manage that kid under those circumstances? What are the things which can be done?
In my sense, see, the both the parents has to be very supportive and understanding with each other, because that's the period when a new member comes into the family. That's the child, the birth of the new child. One side, that will be a very incredible experience to have the child on one side, and the other side, managing the work life as well as with the new one kid. It's on the It's a bit hectic. So what I suggest is, there should be at that crucial period, there should be a lot of understanding between both the parents, from both sides of the parents, like adjusting the work life, because even there are some like the leave periods, the extension of the leave periods is also coming up in the workspaces and all. So the mother has to be has to take care a lot of to has to take care of the child a lot at that particular period of time. So it's important for her to make a little bit of adjustments, and when it comes to father role, he has to understand how hectic life of the mother would be at that period, looking after the mother, I mean, the home life as well as the child. And health of the mother is also very important, because during that is every chances that the mental and emotional health of the mother will be disturbed at that particular point of time. So a little bit of adjustments has to be made, I suggest.
Right, right. That's great. And for those couples who are having no difficulty in their finances, now the latest this Cradle has come. That is the Cradle Wise. That is the AI powered Cradle. What it does is that whenever a child just wants sleep, you must have seen that this grandparents are or mothers are tapping on their back so that that baby goes to sleep again. And that is being done by this Cradle Wise. Cradlewise is the name, and but AI powered, but that is costly. If you don't lack funds and funds have no problem, then you can use that also, so that you can have sound sleep at night at least. This you can also have the sound sleep, and baby can also have the sound sleep.
Okay. Usually, the human touch is more affectionate, and that's the period also where the emotional bonding happens with between the mother and the child. It's
Yes.
That's where the importance of breastfeeding also comes, because there that with that the emotional bond deepens between the mother and the child when that human touch goes,
Mm.
and when the human touch is replaced with some AI robo, there will be a lack of some emotional touch, and that will lead to some other disturbances in the later period of life. Because to my experiences, my son, I have my own son, he will be expecting a lot of things to be done by myself, because to take care of everything by himself. And recently he wants me to say the stories, he wants me to hug him, the human hug, and the mother, the hugs from the mother, that's more affectionate. And that gives it calms down the apprehensions or anxieties among the children, among the child. Because when the AI robo comes up, no, they of course, as in the society, in the fast-paced society, lot of apprehensions or anxieties that leading up to mental health disturbances, leading to depression, and in the extreme cases, the suicidal tendencies and all, and ending up life, the beautiful life. So in order to avoid that, the human touch is very important, the emotional, not just to the child, it's also to the mother, because that's where the bond depends between the children and the parents.
No, no, it's perfectly all right that one cannot this replace this human touch. Human touch is required,
Yes.
but what I am saying is the that supplement when this parent wants to sleep and baby wants to sleep. So then they have to sleep. Then at that point of time, you can take the help of that this AI
Some
the
adjustments,
cradle.
okay.
That is
Yeah.
only supplement, not replacing, because
Yeah,
human touch
okay
cannot
then.
be replaced.
Yes,
So
yes.
yes, that's great. And now this Dr. Pooja, tell us something that how do we choose the right daycare or this child care for our kids?
So it depends, because some we have to be a little bit of very choosy and very conscious about the daycare centers, because nowadays we are coming up some of the videos that are popping up in the social media, like see, because the parents won't be there over there, only the children who knows how they are looking after. And so it's important, so we just can't keep on standing beside them or back of them, and it's not possible. So what I suggest is it's important to observe the behavior of the child's mindset when they picks up the child back, because once if you join once in the first few days, of course they'll be having a bit of apprehension. Later on they'll be trying to say what they are experiencing over there. It's important, at least if the it's important to observe their body languages, their behavior and everything, and if they wanted to say anything with us, uh, we just have to keep an open eye. I mean open mindset, sorry, it's an open mindset to listen, so that through that we it's possible that to know whether we have joined at the right daycare center or not, and how they are taking care of. Because and from my own personal experience, we have taken up the help of the some maid at home for the when my son is also at in the younger tender ages. What happened when we look off when we are there nearby, they'll be looking after well, and when we are off, they'll be handling in a different way, because they are not the real the their own actual child. They are, it's only a work for them, and they get paid for that. So a bit of conscious we have to be, like keeping an eye in between, where if possible we can go and check without their knowledge and all, or we can also allot one person until we get like a confirmation that okay, this is a good I mean this a good center that we have about, because in an unknown person can we can appoint to check like how they are treating the child, and how they are taking care of the child, other and everything and all.
Now there are so many this daycare centers also where they offer this CCTV services also, where from their mobile mothers and fathers can watch that what is happening throughout the day. Any moment of the time they can watch that what the kids are doing. So that way there are these are the additional facilities these daycare centers are offering. So if you
But
can,
yeah, they
yes.
are offering, because we have seen many schools are offering, likewise many schools. And but what if something has to be covered up, even the CC cams will be, the things will be covered up, and they say nothing has happened, the child is just apprehensive, everything can be, because the child is very in a vulnerable stage.
Mhm.
That's a stage of vulnerability, and they can be kept calm, because it's in their hands, the CC footages and all, like there will be in their hands, so they can modify, or they can just edit it, all whatnot. The technology has is in a very advanced stage, and people can do whatever they want for with money. So but at the end of the day they are our child, so it's important for us to be cautious by putting some extra effort which I mentioned,
Great,
when
great.
we can afford.
Right, right, great. So, Dr. Pooja, this question is generally have those parents who have become first-time parents, though, and they don't have these grandparents or any support from the senior members of their family. This is the majorly question of those parents that how much my baby should be eating. So, there are any this tips you would like to give that how much a baby should eat and how much they should take. So, regarding this, would you throw some light on it?
Yeah, definitely, Sushilji. So, first of all, in the first 6 months of the stage, the baby will be only fed on the breastfeeding. Right. So usually, what we suggest as a nutritionist, as I've been working in a nutritional department, and this is my 8th year, and so far, first of all, there will be any cry from the baby. If we consider under 6 months age category, if we consider first of all, and then let's go with above 6 months age. First, coming to under 6 months, will only the exclusive breastfeeding will be child will be provided, because that is considered most nutritious and very important at that particular stage of life. And whenever there is any cry, first of all, we advise mothers to feed the baby, because that's how the baby will be conveying their hunger. So even then, if even after hunger, feeding, the baby is not stopping the cry, then you should look after if there is any inconvenience or any abdominal pain or something other conditions like that. So frequently the advice in, whenever the baby cries, keep feeding the baby. This is one advice, because out of cry. And how frequent feeds, if we say, is it depends, because the baby the at earlier stages, it's very the chances are very less that the baby will be feeding taking more and more breastfeeding. So it's not like that, they'll be having a very less of feed, but the frequent feeds, because of their tummy size, they have it's when we consider the tummy size, they'll be going on frequent feeds, but at the repeated intervals, but less a particular period of time, minimum of some 5 to 10 minutes in that way. Later on, if we come to the next more than 6 months, the when the supplementary feeding, supplementary diet will be starting, then we usually have various feeds like Cerelac, or the food which we prepare at our home by squashing it, either with apple that we can be smashed and that can be smashed and feed the baby. Even the banana can be smashed and can be fed. You take the intervals. I'll be explaining this according to my experience, how I fed my baby, because during my early days, when the supplementary feeding has started, during the daytime I used to reduce the number of feeds are got reduced. So in the evening, the Cerelac, I started introducing the Cerelac, because it is as per the ages we usually find it. First of all, I used to take with a half scoop, and I just wanted to try if he could take the entire one or not, so half scoop. And later on, within 1 hour, like that, again I'll be taking the same, and that multiple times. Some later on, as the time and in the when coming to evening I used to feed him with banana, smashed banana. I used to make him play that side and this side. And then I used to start, because I as a kid, they required a lot of toys also for playing. That will be really helpful for the mother to feed the baby, because usually without diverting their concentration on any on other activities, it is difficult for the mothers to feed the children. So it's important that they are diverted by showing some articles, or like or something like toys, or any all these from the, in that way they'll be very helpful for the mother to feed the baby by diverting. And in the evening I used to go with a smashed banana, and within a and after 1 hour, like that, even the egg, the outer one, or later, or also keeping some, because the egg will be the inner side, it will be a bit of hard like that. So it's also important that they can keep a liquid water or something like that. So after 2 or 3 feedings, they can just keep adding water, so that that will be helpful for them to keep digesting, to get ingest is easily. So in that way, later on, once they're able to feed the complete half scoop, then they can also go with adding another half. In that way, they can make it one. So gradually what I did is, I went up to 4 scoops of Cerelac, and that too from 1 to 2 to almost 6 of feedings a day. By the so in sometimes it may take even night also, it's very rare. But usually in the night feedings, your mother can go up for with because the baby will be beside the mother. They can go with breastfeeding during the night, so that they do not wake up at the midnight, or and till mix all the Cerelac or these feeds and feed them. That can be done during the daytime. And during the night time, when the mother will be beside, they can go with the breastfeeding. In that way, they can make adjustments with respect to feedings, and gradually they keep on reducing the breastfeeding and all, and keep on adding the supplementary diet more, because if they keep on focusing more only on the breastfeed, it's also difficult for the mother, as well as the nutritional quality of the milk will be reduced with because the requirement of the child's nutritional requirement increases as the age grows. So for the development and all that, the milk itself can't meet the needs of that nutritional requirement of the child. So it's very important that they keep on adding the other nutritious diet and all. And they'll be liking more colorful diets and all, so that way they get attracted to other stuff in the market, available in the markets. So it's important that they make one today some kind of because there are many videos coming up in the social media about what different kinds of food the mothers can make, so they can follow those, I suggest, because have everyone has got different styles of preparing the nutritious diet. But today if we can't prepare to the one diet, tomorrow they can go with something else. In that way, towards the week, and next week again they can continue the same schedule like that. So it's better to make it a bit of nutritious, colorful and all like that.
Right, right. Dr. Pooja, just you mentioned that for the first 6 months, this breastfeeding is required. Uh, uh, can you suggest some of the ways where this mothers are not able to breastfeed for so many reasons? Might be could be many reasons, but what are the alternatives available to those mothers? Can you suggest a few?
Yeah, there will be during traveling, because in the public places, mostly in public places, or traveling in the workplaces and all, it's not possible. Like so, these are some of the places. But during my, before sharing some the alternatives, let me say one example. It was during my lactation period itself when we visited a temple, and they were full of crowd over there. But even I was really because and my son, he was he wants it. He was so hungry that he wants the feeding over there, and I was a little bit embarrassed because it's a public space. Although it's a temple, it's a public space, and how could I? The mothers need the privacy for that, for feeding, and how the people will be. But finally, the people in the temple were was so supportive that the bhakta, I mean the people, the disciples, or they have, or the temple community, or they were very supportive that they gave some space to me, and some chair also to sit aside, and gave some more privacy to give feeding for my son in that way. So these days I have even seen some of the ads, because people are building awareness, giving importance, I mean, giving priority to breastfeeding, as well as I mean, priority in the sense supporting the mothers in the public spaces also, by giving some privacy, by creating some space for them. I have seen them, so a lot of awareness has to be built up. This is nothing that it should be feel ashamed of. They are the mothers, and they are feeding the child, so it's not something that she should be ashamed of. And there are also some very much clothing, different kinds of clothing, and that's adding up to the privacy spaces and all. So some of these things, and suppose if we consider like can you please give me something like any one thing I have explained, the public space, the temple,
No,
and the office place
another
also.
thing I was mentioning was that due to medical conditions. For example, that
Yeah.
this mother is not at all here, or mother died, or there are medical conditions that the mother could not feed the this child. Those are the
Feeding.
medical conditions or emergencies. In those situations, what do you suggest the alternative and better
We
way?
have supplementary feeds. We
Acha.
have lactogen, dexolac. In that way, we have supplementary feeds as per the age of the child. So until 6 months, like that, once they can, because they can be mixed up in diluted in sufficient quantities. Like, and I should not be diluted too much. Like water should, if the water is more, more than the powder, the supplementary, the solution, again the quality of the milk will be reduced. So there will be, that's why the departments like nutritional rehabilitation centers have come up. That's the places that's the place where I'm working. And even I have no idea that such places, such departments and such workplaces exist until I came here and joined in the workplace. Because there are certain departments like this who train the mother, because there are different positions, how the child should be fed, and how, even if there will be some conditions as you mentioned, the death of the mother, or some distance or workplace or something, under that certain conditions, then certain formulations are available in the market where they can go, or else they can do this also. Yeah, first of all, less than 6 months they can go with these formulations.
Right, right. Great, great. And one more important questions for this newly become parents is that how to soothe the this crying baby. That is the most important question. This first time parents ask that mother somehow I know that understands, but father is unable to understand that how to soothe this crying baby. So give some tips about how to soothe the crying baby.
First of all, they need, because suppose if I'll have a little comparison between the children and the adults. Because when the adults, they will have something work, some or the other work to focus, so that our focus will be on that work, and we don't have time for less prioritized or irritable activities and all. I mean that the things that irritate us or something like that. So when it comes to child, they'll not have anything to do, because that's the stage that, like, they don't even do anything now. So toys, I really recommend, as per the age, as per the age. So this is also my personal experience. I have to say, working in the nutritional department, and that's under the age of 5 years, and even my son also. That I maybe that really helped me in bringing up my son also in the early stages. Because and I used to bring him a lot of toys. Like some will be building blocks. I Most of them will be building blocks. Some will be the things which make a lot of some sounds, rattles, and the puzzles and all. And the books, like which are very colorful, coloring and color pencils and all, they are very costing little bit of, they just cost little. So they can be of help. And instead, also they can just hold the baby on the shoulders also, and move the just patting them on the back. That really comforts them, that they eventually fall into sleep very sooner. And that too, after feeding, the child has to be really, immediately after breastfeeding, the child has to be put on the shoulders. They have to be patted, so that the whatever the milk they have taken, they'll now they it will take some time to settle down and all. And even they don't even have the chances of vomiting and all, whatever they have taken. That's one thing. So that should be done at the same time, immediately after feeding. If we take like this, no chances that out of comfort they'll fall into a sleep, they fall sleepy. And that way they can be. And when they are normally, when they are not sleeping and active, so in that period they can just put out all these toys and all, as mentioned. This is what I did.
Right, right.
They
And
require,
one more thing is there that this is my personal experience that when I hold my baby on my this lap, so when I start walking, it's okay. The moment I sit down, that baby cries. So what there is scientific reason or what happens? The moment then if I am walking around, then it's okay. The moment I sit, that again cries. So it happens a number of times. So is there any scientific reason or what is the reason that because I
you
get
should.
tired, so when I want to sit, the baby again cries. So what happens?
Yeah, it's not just with your baby only, Sushil. It's with all the babies, all the children, because they love, like they want them to be holded at a certain height and all. And they don't they don't feel what they feel the comfort over there by holding them and walking and all. It's the issue is with every parent, with every grandparents, like that. like that. Uncles, aunts are everything of the child, or whoever they may be of the child, because it's not, they don't feel I mean, as I mentioned, it's a light, or it's a feeling of comfort that they feel that carrying at a certain distance, they, that's what they feel calm. And immediately when you put down in the cradle, or put down on the ground also for playing or something, no, they immediately cry like this. I mean, it's a simple, like a bit of comfort.
Right, right. Wonderful, wonderful. So, Dr. Pooja, now tell us something about that. What is the best parenting style? This is authoritative, or this you can say permissive, or nurturing, or there are so many parenting styles. So, what do you recommend the this? What is the best parenting style?
See, I don't go with authoritative and all, because they are kids. We have, as parents, we have to, because most of the parents don't understand the magic that the kids bring into their life. Because see, I ask for my own personal experience. When my child was born, I was so, well, because the life it got shifted, because I felt, I used to feel there's a magic that I've been handling. I used to celebrate every moment and all. I used to cherish every moment of my son, like that. So the thing is, go with the nurturing. They are not something like work. It's not like workplace, and they are, we are commanding and them like so. The, it's not. They are giving us a more cherishment, because if we have any mental tensions or a stress outside, once we get back home and take them, then they are giving us the pleasure of smile, love and comfort, and cools down our balances, and brings back all the stress levels down and all. So I go with nurturing attitude, because it's important. Of course, they make us irritate a lot of times. They make us irritate, like not allowing us to do the things, because we'll be on one side on the workplace. Like I mean, we'll have a certain other works also apart from the child to look after, but which they don't understand. What they feel is, if you put them aside for the sake of work, I know they think that the parents, the mother or the child, I mean the mother or the father, they think that they don't like them. They really don't, they feel like that they don't like them, and they get to the thought that if they don't like us, and why did they give bother us into this world. They didn't really, we didn't ask us them to get us into this world. Is it for the sake of, most of the parents really what they are doing is, instead of nurturing, they are commanding, authoritative, permissive, they have to take. So it's not like, it's the communication has to be mutual or open minded, and that's where the good bonding builds up. The connections build up, understanding builds up, the trust builds up. If we be permissive, so it's not possible. I mean, if we are authoritative, they just can't open up everything to the parents. They'll just have hold back some of the things, and ultimately at one part of the time, when we don't know how the child's track is going on, how they are outside, or because before us there'll be one way, and in outside they may behave in another way. So when they are not they won't be comfortable with the parents. That's not the right thing. That's why they choose people, the relationships outside, outside the home, outside the parents, and they are giving more importance to outsiders and building up other communities and all, more than the parents who are gay, who have brought this. And the parents also, they have to, one I have to suggest most, sees they give more priority to the outside world, like relatives or the society, the neighbors, and as per their terms, instead of listening to what their child's expectations. So that's really bringing a lot of gaps between the parent child relationship. So that's really disturbing. In the long run, mentally and emotionally, they may live physically besides and under the same roof, but mentally and emotionally, the bond has broken. The bond by then.
Yes, that's an important point you mentioned, that what people will say that overpowers what is in between you and child. Yes, that's
See, what I suggest is a society, different kinds of people will be there, because the mindsets will be different. Some will be, it's all because of lack of awareness, or some of ignorance, or we can call, or lack of awareness we can call in certain zone. So if I'm working in a department, my department, suppose, for example, whatever I suggest, all these points may not be known to others. So these are this is this these are the platforms to bring awareness, how the child has to be brought, or on discussing and all everything we are doing. Same way, the others may not be aware of all these things, so out of their mindset they'll be speaking. So it's important for the parents to what to whenever there will be any point of questions from the society, or kind of judgments they feel facing, it's important for the parents to face them by saying from their point of view. Even I face, because I'll be given some of the advices from the society, from the but I'll be saying them from my child point of view, because as a mother I brought him into this world. So he didn't ask me, so I have to speak in terms of you, the society, one down, not that, some other. So different people will be having different perspectives, and they'll be talking as per their perspectives and not from our perspective. But we have our own life as per our own perceptions.
Right, right. And that is this once you have told about this best parenting style, and definitely you have told about this nurturing style. And another important question related to that is that how do you discipline your child? So, what are the ways you suggest to discipline the child?
It's so simple, because people, parents know, they just try to say them, do this, do that, do this. Not at all needed, I say, because whatever we don't know, they'll be imitating. Our parents are the first teachers of the children, I say, because they'll be more for whatever we do, they'll be what copying us like that. So, for example, this also I'll be saying my own example, because in the morning or and evening I'll be doing some of the meditations, some of the affirmations work, and what my son, he actually went on. I used to force him to imbibe, or to make him say those affirmations since many days, since a few months, but they haven't listened. I used to say no, 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 sufficient, sufficient. But now he went on seeing me, because daily I'm practicing and doing my rituals and all. He went on, and suddenly yesterday, like, he was so interested, and he started. He wanted me to say him also, and he himself came forward to asking me when I also start saying, and bedtime stories. There are many storybooks that have come up, and recently I'm about to complete one storybook, and I have ordered two more books also from the online platform, because they gives a lot of moral values. Different kinds of books are available, you go with the mythological books, or and kids story, moral values, or financial of course financial ones are also important, but once they start understanding a bit later. But go with the storybooks. They love stories. They love stories. So it's through stories and colorful pictures they'll be imagining, and they'll be relating those stories with the real world experiences. So with the that way, so at the end of the stories they'll have some moral value, a lesson at the end of each story. So daily I have four stories my son will ask me to say before sleeping, and each one has got its own lesson, and they'll just get into the mind, all that they'll get take it into it, and they'll just relate all those with the real world experiences in the outer world, so we need not bother. In that way they can be and some go with coloring books, go with puzzles, make them be busy with a qualitative task, even plays chess, because his father teaches him chess, even puts checkmate. He's just 5 years and he puts checkmate, and so he wants to so make him play different kinds of games, puzzles, coloring books, I mean, put him all those things before. Go with, of course, storybooks at the end of the day, because before going into the by time, the subconscious mind, because they'll not have any troubles or stresses and all, or anything the life offers at them, I mean throws at them, that which they have to handle all the responsibilities or nothing. So they'll be open mind. Whatever the stories that you'll be put there, with the subconscious mind will be taking up. So all imbibing and sufficient.
No,
True.
that's great, but I want to say that because we are logical, because we have grown up, we might be this in our 20s, 30s, 40s. So we are grown up, we know that these things are logical, but a child is completely sometimes illogical. That is why that you need to discipline. So then I'm asking those creative ways when the child is completely illogical according to your thoughts, and we are grown up as we are logical. So what are the creative ways to handle those, how to discipline at that point of time? So any creative idea?
See, lot of workshops are coming up. Carry them wherever you go, with not just like movies and all. It's not like that. When you go to the workshop, take them there. Like when you're suppose there is some any program that gives a qualitative output, take them over there, they get inspired. This is also one of the my own live experiences. I have attended a workshop in Mumbai, and that I have taken him there. He got inspired from their experiences, and he got energized over there. My first debut book was launched in New Delhi World Book Fair. I have wantedly taken him there, because so that he'll be getting an exposure, because a lot of exposure in the first 5 to 7 years age, the child will be taking up whatever we make the child will get exposed to. So let them travel outside. Traveling, that will open up their mind. They'll be get exposed to different kinds of different faces, I mean different shades of life. Like awareness building happens, their mind get it's open, instead of making them restricted at home, and later on in the kindergarten or school. Now make them travel, take to places, meet let them meet new people, make let them have a different taste of food, let them. So exposure is very much important, that builds up awareness among them, that automatically helps them to calm down. So even my son, even the same happened, because as a mother, I have a 5-year-old. I have come across all this what you are asking. So I'm out of my own experiential knowledge. I'm saying I used to carry him wherever I go. I have gone to Bangalore for a Guinness World to be part of Guinness World Record. And what I carried him, I've shown the hoardings he have seen, the everything, and the school kids they are coming inside to participate over there, and he wants to participate in the next later years.
Right.
So they get interested in that way.
Great, great, great. So another important questions this young parents have generally, that how do they balance their work and parenting? So that is a challenge. So what do you
Definitely.
suggest?
So it's as you mentioned, it's very challenging task for a mother especially, because the role of the mother will be a lot in our parenting, like in the nurturing, and especially when she's like work holder, and that too not at home, and the workspace, because we also have mothers during their postnatal stages. They usually take a long leave, or if they even skip the job for to take care of the children at home. And at that particular time, whenever most of the care will be given to the child, and the little time whatever they have, because out of their passion, because they just can't lose themselves in providing more care to others. Only when the mother is self sufficient, and could she give her care, and to take care of the child. So it's equally important to balance this. So at this, in the early days, give more care to the child, because the child deserves more. And whatever time the little time she have, if she is lot possible to take the long leave, take long leave, because the many work spaces are providing that. And or else yeah, if she could half day works and all, in that way it depends, or workplace to workplace, in that. No, not possible, you have to stay escape. Now there are many jobs I came across. work from home jobs are also coming. Of course, there are some scams of which people have to be take care of, but there are also many other opportunities. People are coming, the society, I mean, the different platforms are coming up to work for the mothers at home. So they can handle those also, because they require just 1 to 2 hours a day, which the mother can, because most of the time the child requires by the mother to take care of the child. So 1 to 2 hours to she can afford to put. So work from home are also available. These are some of the options. And or else most of the time she can give the first year of my life I mostly gave to my son itself. And once he crossed the first year, then the burden of the I mean the challenging or the challenge of taking care of too much uh, reduces with the time. So then she can gradually cope up with the workspace. So there will be some will be in that way the balance can be done.
Excellent, excellent. Yes, and this there are questions about, because nowadays that this screen time is increasing, not only for this parents but also kids sometimes, because in the school also there are projectors and there are many things that these teaching methods have evolved over a period of time. So, how do you suggest that in such a scenario, how do we manage the screen time of children?
um, See, I have seen some of the thing like for this age group, some on the social media platform only. Some this age group, this particular period of time, I only, and this age group, this particular period of time is only. Some are allowed because the pediatricians or the ophthalmologists they are coming up. So I only suggest one thing: make them in the school. Okay, it can't be avoided because for due to advanced technology, and they just wanted to give a more information or more informative to the child, or in their as a part of education in the school they are coming up. So the only thing that we can reduce is at home then, because that that has to they have to take care that they are maintain the screens at a particular distance, because they are not too close to the screen. That precaution has to be taken by the school administration. And when coming to school, coming back home, it's games. As I already mentioned, let them take to the parks. Yeah, every town, even if with a town or any town setup or not even city also, there definitely there will be a park in the surroundings. So, and there are also some boys nearby, like neighbors. Also, there will be some kids. So, be cautious, because the kids they'll be fighting and all. That's it. If we put something that has to be conscious of. But when they start playing, no, it's possible to avoid the screen time. Even in our home place, there is one boy near LB side, and when my son starts playing with him, he avoids the mobile, and he starts play. They play starts playing with them. So go with as mentioned, toys one thing. Make them busy with different creative tasks. Make them involved in the various workshops. Make them involved at home. When on make them involved in plantation drive and all, because plantation drive make them involved in various activities like different even for many competitive I mean I don't say competitive, okay, there are many sporting activities coming up on the platforms, different platforms also. So make the children involved in them. Once they get win, they wins in different activities, and they get all these things and all, no, medals, certificates, the awards and all, no, they feel very their self-worth increases, self-esteem increases. So they feel very what they feel like they feel interesting to participate in such activities, because they are getting some fruits out of it. So immediately, see, it's not the age that we work hard, and at particular time of the hard work base, they that's not the age that they can understand that viewpoint. So make them involved in various sporting activities, creative activities and all. Make them participate in such activities as, and they'll be getting some awards and all gifts like this, and they feel very proud of them, and they feel very proud, and self-esteem builds up, confidence builds up, which is very crucial important. Because in this in the we are living in the world where children come sorry parents themselves compare their own children with others, showing, see, that child is very smart, the child is how he's very active, and what happened to you? The parents themselves are underestimating the child, who has to nurture them, who have to show open up the paths to them. If the parents themselves go and compare their own children with others, it's not a good thing. Already the society compares, putting them down. So it's important that as parents make them involved, so that thereby the it's not just completely not possible, because at home we are in a different we have different relations, or they'll be will be coming across our mobile phones for our work things and all. So obviously they come in they fall in touch with these mobiles, but by letting them focus on such things, it's possible that to reduce the screen time.
Right, right.
Yes.
Great, great. So, Dr. Pooja, you yourself are working in this nutrition department, and that way, what do you have to say that this is also a challenge with the parents, that how to meet the nutritional needs of the children? So, what do you suggest? Give us some tips about how they can fulfill the nutritional needs of the children.
um, as I already mentioned, there are very high density foods, like in our department we have some protocols, like this food has to be prepared in this way and this much quantity, like that, and it has to be freshly prepared. So the minimum quantity as per the children will the department food will be prepared in the department. So as per that, I suggest banana compulsory, make sure that banana, egg, dal, rice, and along with the ghee, and include some fruits and nuts like a badam, the chaya, like a pista. The children, let them involve in that. When they are able to chew it, it's important for them to go with chicky, like a jaggery, and groundnuts will be there. That's a very important protein, and iron will be added so combinedly. So that will be really helpful for their hemoglobin building up, and for their blood formation, and also uh, and with coming to calcium, it's important that they take with milk in a homemade, because I have been in homemade you can go with a badam powder. I used to make myself a kind mix, some kind of protein mix. Like I used to involve a badam, pista, cashew, and some other dry fruits. I used to bake them and make a powder. And one though that powder, after that powder, I used to bake it on I used to make it a formulation at home before feeding him. The mix I'll be making it and keep it aside where the required quantity daily. Whenever I wanted to feed my son, I used to take it and bake it and all. Not bake it. It's like uh, it's a semi-solid kind of semi-solid mix you'll be preparing, so that it's possible for them to feed. It's a kind of protein diet in that way. The milk also, and you can go with either normal milk, or else you can go with either adding this badam powder or something that's available that can be made at home, that can be mixed up for making our own homemade preparation, which is healthy also. Because a lot of the thing going on in the society, like for the market, in the market, mixing all the different things, that's which is not nutritious. So homemade ones are far better. Go add with these different quantities. So milk, egg, and this powder mix, which are dry fruit powder mix, I suggest add some fresh fruits and vegetables, and also like that. So these
Right.
are the basic things everybody can afford to.
Great, great, great. So, Dr. Pooja, you have answered this variety of questions, and those questions. One last question I would like to ask: that how do parents maintain their emotional and mental well-being?
With respect to children, or
Overall, because I believe that if parents, as a father or mother, if they maintain their mental or emotional health, so then definitely that pass on to their children. If I'm angry, so
definitely.
I become angry at my this wife, I become angry at my child, and I become angry at everyone else. So
Yes, yes.
how do I maintain my emotional and mental well-being so that it helps?
Yeah, even children also may imitate, thinking, "Oh, this is the way the we have to behave with others." Also,
Right.
in that way, they may also imitate.
So,
So,
any tips for this to maintain
definitely.
mental and emotional well-being of parents?
Even this also out of my own personal experience, I'll be saying, because even I face a more lot of mental and emotional disturbances, because so reasons may be many, but let's start. I'll be putting straight to the topic. So I usually journal. When I usually morning time, I'll go with the meditations. I'll be evening times, I'll be going with walking and all. And in the workplace, after workspace, a little bit of time will having some fun with the, because mine is a kids department, with a little bit of time with the kids over there, or with my staff. Some have some little bit of fun with the staff, and with the small kids over there, we'll just hug them. That gives us a little bit of sense of comfort and pleasure, holding them in their hands. That's some of the tips. And at home, hugging our own children, that's really heals us a lot. Go exposure, get exposure in the nature, go for nature walk, have some fresh dip in the water, like water and all, and meditations. Read some good book like that. When the mood is kharab ho gaya, to thoda sa good books leke, being an author, we can also go suggest have some good books, read some good books, and not we have to keep on adding knowledge into our brain. No, not that. Some books like that gives us a peace of mind. So in that way we can go. Journaling, that's really helpful. Whatever you wanted to write, no, just put that in the paper, and you can just burn that paper off, so that all whatever the emotions or mental pressures will have, all that can be put on the paper. So then that way we can release. And we also have affirmations. Go with the positive affirmations. I have an affirmation I'll be suggesting. We can go with at the end of the day. uh, uh, I say, I release and let go of everything and everybody. I release and let go of everything and everybody, because I release and let go everything and everybody, whoever it may be, because at the end of the day, I just wanted to keep our mind calm and stable, empty. Only then the next day we can be able to have a good start of the day with the new fresh and all. So I release and let go of everything and everybody. At the end of the day, this affirmation helps ease our mind for some like that.
Great, great. So let it go, whatever this comes, that let it go. Make a habit of
Yeah.
let it going.
Yes, yes.
That's great.
Whatever, that's the day. Whatever comes, let it come. Whatever goes, let it go.
Go.
Sometimes, if we have a lot of pressure, put that on paper. And if we have any trustworthy friends or people, share with them that something I have some, and go out. Not movies and all won't give us, because they'll have their own kind of stuff and toxicity over there that adds on more weight to our brain. So I suggest it's better to go with the water bodies near water bodies, have a walk, fresh walk. That will be of helpful. And do breathings, just a few in and out breath walks, and have some near water. That will be really helpful to
Right.
calm down.
So, Dr. Kunjam Pooja, it was great talking to you. You have touched a variety of topics, whether it is to discipline your child, or whether it is the parenting style, or whether it is how to get a child to sleep, how to meet this child's nutritional needs, and how to balance this parent's mental and emotional well-being. You have this given tips on variety of these areas as far as parenting is concerned. So I'm really grateful that you have this found out time to spare, and you would be helping, I think, hundreds and thousands of people, impacting, and the wisdom you share, that wisdom is definitely to going to a great number of people, so hundreds
Thank
and thousands of people. So thank you so much for coming to our podcast, and
My
thank you
pleasure.
once
My
again.
pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you.